The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said to the crowds, "To what shall I compare this generation? It is like children sitting in the marketplaces and calling to their playmates. We piped to you, and you did not dance. We wailed, and you did not mourn. For John came, neither eating nor drinking, and they say, 'He has a demon.' The Son of Man came, eating and drinking, and they say, 'Behold, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners.' Yet wisdom is justified by her deeds." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Do saints get annoyed, frustrated, exasperated? We have a couple of experiences in today's readings which are very instructive and help us to understand ourselves. This experience of an individual, or perhaps even a group, that is so, let's say, complaining and so difficult that no matter what you do, you can't please them. The example is there in the Gospel. And in the first reading, there is the human experience of thinking, if only I had done this and that, everything else would be different. I had this experience myself not so long ago when I was on a sick call and I had to stop to get directions, and I got left the car at a garage to ask directions, and I didn't lock it. It was only a couple of seconds. I asked the man at the pump, and when I got back, the sick call set had gone. And it was a historical one. It was one that was brought from England in 1912. Little pics and little books and so on. If only I'd locked the door, that wouldn't have happened. You know, that sense of if only. So it seems that Jesus was frustrated and annoyed and exasperated because this generation that he was dealing with, and it's the same for this generation we're dealing with, nothing will satisfy them. So John the Baptist came, and he was strict, very religious, preaching penance, reconciliation, and restraint. And what did they do? They denounced him or made fun of him and treated him like a demon. Jesus comes with good news, with a new way of life, and a new vision, and they say he is a drunkard and a glutton, and he eats with sinners. So this generates a frustration. What do we do? And we have the same frustration in ministry, that so many people have been affected by what we call today secularism. God is been just politely or impolitely removed from the scene. And what do? How do you evangelize? Pope Benedict, in his inimitable way, described this as God comes to us, but we run a mile from him. So the very approach of God scares people off, and they run away. And again, the same from the first reading. If only, oh that you had listened to my commandments. So that's the, oh that, looking back in regret, that, oh gosh, if we only had. But also we have in the scriptures the, oh that today you would listen to his voice, looking forward. And so we look at our Advent, and are we already half saying to ourselves, if only I had taken Advent more seriously, if only I had learned to wait, if only I'd learned to watch. But there is still time. Advent is still with us. Oh, that today we would learn to wait. Oh, that today we would learn to watch and to be prepared. Because in the end, as we hear in the Gospel, wisdom is justified by her deeds. Now, Jesus is our wisdom. And we see Jesus authenticated by his deeds, justified by his actions. By their fruits, Jesus said elsewhere, you will know them. And by the fruits of our Advent, we will know if we have waited and watched, and it's not been in vain. May we share Jesus' frustration and his longing to be heard, to be taken seriously, so that this world, which is so confused and so secularized, that it's not alert, not able to wait, not able to watch. May the Lord grant us these graces this day. Amen.